Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to react to this video that features two men going into the women's bathroom, and I think the way this was handled exceptionally. And because of the UK Supreme Court ruling, businesses and various venues are forced to recognise that men cannot just walk in and out of the women's bathroom. So let's take a look.
These are boys. This man in the women's toilet. He's a drag queen. You're men.
He says we are two transgender females. You see how language is so important? Just to desensitise people to the reality of what's going on here. Two men have walked into the women's bathroom. That's what's going on here. I don't care how you're dressed. I don't care what labels you put on yourself.
Did anyone say anything to you guys what you guys were uncomfortable about?
Yes, your presence. Your presence as a man. It's against the law.
I'm telling you, ever since the Supreme Court ruling, it has enraged these men. And they've taken the attitude that we're going to show you, telling us that we can't come into the women's bathroom. We're trans women. Because unfortunately, it's still not being enforced as it should be. But these women are not standing for it, and I'm so glad to hear this. And you notice that they're not tiptoeing around. They're not mincing their words when it comes to explaining that two men should not be in the women's bathroom.
And you're all recording, right?
Yes, because you are two men. You're a man in the women's league. Why are you in the women's league? Why is a man in the women's league? Yeah, you're a man.
Are you talking to me? Yes, she is talking to you. That is what you are.
You're a man, like why are you in the women's loo? Why do you feel the need to be in here with women? Under the Supreme Court. Do you have respect for women's boundaries?
What you're saying is we can't come into a toilet period because...
No, you can go into the toilet in accordance with your sex.
And apparently there were other options, like gender neutral bathrooms as well. But they had to be in the women's bathroom, of course.
Are you understanding? You're two transgender females.
So you're men. So you're men.
Transgender.
If you weren't a man, you wouldn't have to call yourself transgender. And you're not female.
Oh my God.
Look at the size of you. I'm going to leave the toilet. I'm going to leave the toilet.
Oh my god, how tall is he? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh yeah, but we get tall women. So, what does that matter? We get tall women. Yeah, tall women, females. And, if we're intimidated, we're bigots. No, it's a natural reaction for seeing two men in the women's bathroom. And you dressing like that doesn't actually make it better. It really doesn't. I'm just saying. 6'8". Someone said 6'8". It wouldn't surprise me.
Hold on. Give it to me.
Don't touch my stuff either.
Very.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Why are we being aggressive? 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 Because you're even visual already.
Yeah, and then the aggression starts, of course. Of course. And in a situation like this, are these two going to be the vulnerable ones? Give me a break. Thankfully, there's power in numbers. There's a number of women in that bathroom all standing up for each other and saying that we stand together and we're saying that this is wrong. You are breaking the law. Thank goodness.
Nobody's aggressive. Guys, relax. It's okay.
Said nothing to any of you.
It's okay. Just relax. Relax, guys. Relax.
Don't touch nothing. I'll snap this out like...
You're men.
Bye-bye. Bye, boys.
You're men. Oh, yeah.
Guys, stop. Guys, stop. It's not needed. Relax. It's not needed. Don't let men in your women's loose.
It's as simple as that. Don't allow men into the women's loos. And you saw there, or heard there, he was threatening violence. I will slap the blank out of you. I will show you I'm a man. These people hate women. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pretend, okay? This isn't sisterhood. A lot of these guys hate women and they hate being told no. The Supreme Court told you no and they can't handle it. So I'm so happy to see that, even with a female security guard escorting them out. I'm so happy to see that. And that's how it should have been from the very beginning, when men walk into the women's bathrooms. But unfortunately, over the years, we've been conditioned. They've convinced people to change their language even, and to refer to these people as women, putting out that message that this is a kind of woman. A lot of people fell for it. Now, I'm not saying that, we should harass anybody or bully anybody. But when a man comes into the women's bathroom, it doesn't matter what label he puts on himself. A woman is still going to be uncomfortable, is still going to feel intimidated. Women deserve their own spaces and need their own spaces. And to tell somebody that you should not be in the women's bathroom because you are male, that's not bigotry. People have been told it's bigotry. Young girls have been told it's bigotry for the longest time. And clearly it's not working anymore. People are not falling for it. And that's what they don't want. They don't want to be told they can't go there. They don't want to be told to get out. Silence should not be assumed as consent. There are many reasons why a woman may be silent as her boundaries are eroded. It's heartening to see that a Supreme Court judgment gave these women the courage to break that silence. It's always risky confronting men. You don't know how they'll react. These young women were very brave. However, the choice between taking this kind of risk or losing your rights is no choice at all. The point is to make women uncomfortable. There were gender-neutral bathrooms on every floor. He doesn't care. He wants to barge into the ladies and force women to accept it. No. Good for these women. Note the effing size of the fella when he stands up. Insane. Footage from about 5 minutes later. Once we all had been released from the bathroom, the 7-foot-tall one lunges to the door, but is held back by the security guards, thankfully. Oh my goodness.
Okay, go and go over that side. Excuse me, can we not go and get our stuff? You're protecting men from women?
The permission is over there.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Don't worry, I think he's on.
Apologies. I'm the organizer of the event that was in there. I need to get my stuff and my work laptop, so I am going in there.
So they're frustrated that they're not allowed to leave yet. She even asked, are you protecting the men from the women? But I think it's the other way around. He's obviously pissed and, that's not a good situation. The guy is almost 7 feet tall. And I think it's a good idea that they stay there for a little bit until security says that the coast is clear because, so you do have to be careful when you confront these men. You really do have to be careful because you just don't know. They put on a dress and a pair of heels, but they can't get rid of that male pattern aggression. Where is the lunge? These two people remained remarkably calm while being aggressively accosted by what sounds like at least a dozen people. They should never have been there in the first place. And if a man walks into the women's bathroom, he should be accosted and told to get out. And I'm glad all the women stuck together and there weren't some, women in the corner saying, oh, you're transphobic and all this business. So let me know what you think. Do you think the women were right to confront these two men? Or should they have just, left and then maybe reported them later? What do you think? Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves and God willing, I will see you in the next video.